Welcome back, guys. I just saw episode 7, the penultimate episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. And the biggest question I got is, does anyone still care about the show? So a lot happened last episode. Like, Karen Page is now in jail. Not Fisk underground jail, but just a regular jail cell. Fisk comes by to tell Karen that she's dumb to support Daredevil and his vigilantism. She says something like, "Oh, you're a scared little bitch." And then he grabs her by the throat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, ho, how you like jail?" And that's really about it. The next day, Jessica Jones comes to confront Mr. Charles about why he sent the guys to her house. This is also where we get the confirmation that Luke Cage is working for Mr. Charles overseas. So this information, she goes to Matt, also tells him that he should kill Wilson Fisk because, there's no other way. Then Cherry shows up after a 6-episode hiatus to tell Matt that they captured Karen. So Matt goes to Frank's underground lair where he frees Bullseye. Obviously, he tells him how much he hates him, but he does say that he has a job for Bullseye to do. So while Dex does that, we pick up with Karen when Brett Mahoney shows up to free Karen, and Matt takes the opportunity to tell her his plan on what he will do to free her and to stop Fisk. Then we pick up with Daniel being the goat he is.
Fuck him!
Fuck him! Fuck you!
He is so pissed at BB for being a journalist and doing journalist things, but he does come around and he actually wants to do the right thing. Unfortunately, we will not pick back up with him until the end. So we get the courtroom stuff, and you guys know I love my courtroom scenes, but this courtroom scene, Loki sucks and I was not really into it. Anyway, Kirsten and the guy from the White Tiger court episode are doing their back and forth until Matt Murdock comes out of hiding to represent Karen. He's talking to Officer Powell, kind of giving me Season 1, Episode 3 vibes going on. Anyway, after they're done with the courtroom scenes, they leave only for the task force to try and kill them.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
They escape except their -1 bleeding out blind lawyer. Matt runs into a church where Jessica Jones will meet him at the end. So, we do see Bullseye do that job that Matt told him about earlier, but it's kind of boring, so I'll just gloss over it. Anyway, we do see Karen get a visit by Heather, who's doing her whole mind tricks, but does anyone really care?
That's a very good question.
Anyway, Heather shows why she's the worst character in the series by punching the hell out of Karen. Speaking of punching, Daniel does have a conscience and decides against giving up BB, so he lets her go to face Buck alone. He gets his ass beat, to be frank, and after not giving up BB's location, which I would have done in a heartbeat, instead, he stays quiet and gets shot by that bastard Buck.
You bastard.
So the episode ends off on Daniel's death. There's been many great penultimate episodes in television history, like your Breaking Bads and your Better Call Sauls. This episode is no different. It's great. It's everything you could ever want in a penultimate episode. It answers all the questions you could ever want, and it leads its way into the finale. It makes you finish the last episode and say, damn, this show cooked. And also, what? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was talking about Season 3 of Daredevil from Netflix. Yeah, this show is still not very good, and it sure doesn't feel like we only have one episode left. Obviously, it's still going to be a better season than the Frankenstein monster that was Season 1, but again, that's not a very high bar to clear. However, I will say this, I have never not liked a courtroom scene in a movie or show. So that's a first. I found it completely boring and it had some of the weirdest ass editing I have ever seen. Not a fan. Also, man, the writers really know how to write a bad character because, oh my god, I hate Heather Glenn. She is the worst character in the entire show. No, she's the worst character in the entire series. And we already know she's going to be Muse. It's not a reveal that's going to shock anybody. Also, another character who sucks is BB, an inferior character to her uncle, the GOAT, Ben Urich. Also, how does she know that Fisk killed him? And how does the public also know this, yet New York voted for him? And how is Fisk out of jail? There's just so many questions.
Questions, so many questions. For once in your life, would you just do what you're told?
There's only so much I can say about this show without repeating the same thing, like Daredevil's suit and how I like Mr. Charles. I feel like me and Marvel shows are the only ones actually watching this show. I guess one positive I'll say is I thought Daniel's death was really sad. I really like the character. I do think he's a great character. So hopefully sooner than later Bullseye can kill Buck or Officer Powell and actually have something interesting happen in this show. And the last thing I'll say is, yes guys, I have seen the set pictures for Season 3, but I will not be showing them in this review. I'll save it for the finale just in case anybody doesn't want to get spoiled, or if you can't see a very obvious reveal coming. Well, those were just some of my thoughts for today. I hope you enjoyed what you just saw. Consider liking if you did. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below, because we only have one episode left till the finale. So, I'll see you next week with the finale of Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2. But, till then, peace.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!